Fire Emblem Revelation. Everyone's favorite punching bag. Watch me go through this thrilling journey where I only use axes except... Actually, no I don't, cause pre-Branch of Fate and Chapter 6 are both impossible. Besides that, the rules are pretty straightforward. Only axes and clubs, I guess, technically. I'm just gonna say axes because, come on. No other weapons. No other weapons or staves. I can use non-axe units for pair-up but not attacking or dual strikes. Also, this is lunatic mode because I want to be challenged. That's it, everything else is fair game, including playing like a coward. Still gonna go over the pre-Branch of Fate stuff, just for completeness sake. I mark the date I've started this run. Yes, that's over 4 months ago. That's almost 5 months ago now. Oh, good lord. I'm making my boon Strength and Bane Luck, mostly just for the growths before Branch of Fate. Talent doesn't matter as I can't change classes yet, but it will be Fighter because Axe Go Burr. We get a dream about foreshadowing to make the story look more cool than it actually is. And we fail the run because there's no axe users. You can actually just not attack on this map, but me want XP. I actually examined the map, which interestingly is one of the few ways to see some of the non-royals before you pick your route. This tutorial map is designed excellently with things like the fighter having 0 speed and luck so you'll always hit, or Ryoma always getting an Astro proc here, or dual strike tutorial, but yeah, it's a tutorial map, nothing special. We wake up to our hostages, I mean willing servants, and fight our older brother who is clearly holding back. I turn the story voices off so that I don't have to listen to grunts the whole game, and it's another tutorial map. This map is actually somewhat difficult on Lunatic mode if you don't look up the strategy, which I don't because it's a canon part in my experience to struggle for absolutely no reason. We beat up the prisoners, but not enough to kill them because I'm Batman. There is a way to technically do the next map with just Hans, but that's detrimental to having the early game of Rev be bearable, so I don't, and just kill the guys with Corn. My Corn is also extremely blessed with levels, which is good because of how Lunatic growths work. Kill the boss, have some problems with Citra, and the story exists. Rinka is a new axe unit, but she is bad and cannot solo the next 2 maps on her own. She's still a better unit than most people think, and I will use her when the game actually starts. Corrin meets his mommy, and then we go on a snow map, because snow maps are only good in this game. I mostly feed kills into Rinka, and she gets some genuinely good level ups. She probably still won't damage enemies in her joining map, because Rev is just like that. 20% personal strength growth is amazing for a character that looks like this. Corrin's mom dies, and this map is deliberately here just to show how Rinka is a bad unit. Every enemy has weapon triangle advantage over her, and she might not even hit things if you didn't use her last map. I use Corrin as my Jagan and feed Rinka kills. I got a text. And oh, wow, that's a good level up. She has not yet disappointed me with her growth, which is nice. Still won't damage enemies on her. Corrin calms down with the power of anime waifu that is also his cousin. Corrin comes to the correct decision that Garen is probably evil, but like, who cares? He doesn't matter in this route. We get a sword I won't use because... But it does give Corrin stat buffs later that are frankly ridiculous on this route. Oh right, I also grinded Azura dances for 390 turns this map, but don't worry about that. It was just for the funnies. I have no plan to make this dancer do combat with axes. Definitely not. I would never. Insert an interesting decision here. Everyone yaps a lot for no reason, but you just kill 2 enemies that aren't here in any other route. No axe units on this map, so it once again does not count. Training Azura makes this map easy, although why does she have a bronze lance? That's a Norian weapon. And the 2 enemies I need to kill just suicide onto Corrin and Azura. Azura is astonished someone would be so brain dead as to actually play this route, and she decides to break her character of the Ardor route. She decides to break her character of the other routes just because you paid $20 to betray both families. Okay, so this would be a paragraph where I explained that I kind of cheated because well, okay, so my castle, you start off with 1 Dragon Vein point, and you can either get the item shop or the weapon shop. But the problem is that I don't have an axe user at all, but I also don't have any axes. So even if I heart seal Corrin into an axe class, I still can't use axes. And if I buy axes, there's nobody to use them. So what I thought I would do was just hack in an axe or a heart seal. I don't remember which one I did, but it doesn't matter. I thought my option was to either use an overpowered pay-to-win DLC class that gives you axes, or give you access. But really, there is a even more stupid way to do it, and there's My Castle drop weapons that actually are possible to get here because you do have 1 unit, I believe. Oh wait, no, 2. You have 2 units. Yeah, I should have scripted this. But yeah, so theoretically, you can actually get an axe. So, I mean, it's an easy map, so either way, whatever. But that's not what I did in the thing, and I'm not re-recording it because I don't want to play Rev right now. And, run tainted. Oh my god. Anyways, we jump off a cliff into the Minecraft Ether biome instead of the sweet embrace of not being in the Story of Fates. And also, this map only has 4 deployment slots, despite, you know, you have 3 units at this point. This game was finished. And thus we start the tradition of Rev being stupid, pointless gimmicks that challenge you by being a waste of your time. It's literally just a training ground for Corrin so that he steals XP off other early game units. And then I immediately get Felicia killed, oops. And Gunter can use axes, but he's bad. I get Gamble, which does nothing because bronze weapons can't crit and immediately miss, which is probably because of it. That's it for the map. Obviously, I unequip Gamble, and obviously, it will never affect me negatively in this run again. Blah blah blah, something about doors and light and darkness. It's like a Kingdom Hearts reference. This map is another filler map where you kill the guys to train Corrin, despite probably reaching the soft XP cap already. Which, yes, is a thing. But there isn't a single other unit worth training, so I make many mistakes, but eventually get through this slog of a map. Why do I have... Oh. We get a bunch of nerds who will do nothing in the next map. We hurt some people on accident, and need to apologize for our actions. How unrelatable. Muscle Mommy, sorry, Rinka is our first non-Corrin, non-completely worthless axe unit, and even with my pre-branch of Fate investment, she does a magnificent 1 damage to the Oni Savages. What the fuck? This map is infamous because it's a lazy reuse and just annoying. I make sure I get some tonics and forge a bronze axe so Rinka can actually contribute, because long term she is genuinely good. Her growth seem bad, but axe classes help prop her up in the areas she's lacking, and her speed and defense are genuinely good. Her personal also helps with said damage, so yeah, just train Rinka up. She misses a 93% hit, which I didn't write down in my notes, but Jesus, my luck is horrible, my god. My Rinka is actually pretty good, so the overall map is easy, and I loot the free gold chest. I do a strategic cleansing because of me making only good decisions. After all, I am perfect. The boss, Fuga, is insane and has weapon triangle control and good avoid, so I basically have to depend on low chance hits hitting, and after a ton of finagling, I kill him with a 14% hit. Somehow. Revelation, what the hell is this? I thought this was just like a joke. Like a stupid meme that wasn't accurate. Why is this a thing? I reclass Hayato into an Oni because I want to have more than 2 usable units for the next 3 maps. I also give the forges funny names. This map is ridiculously easy and I doubt anyone wants to see the literal hour I spent slowly shoveling snow. 2 interesting things do happen though. Miraculous save procs, and I die 40 minutes in. Wait, what? The map ends in a brisk 119 turns. Enough said. And Takumi joins because, Ninja time! It's a rev map with map design, and the gimmick is neat. With hand axe spam, the ninjas aren't too dangerous. The weapon triangle is kinda annoying because it removes so much hit from axes, though. The new recruits don't matter, by the way. We get Reyna, she can't use axes, but we will have a use. That kinda contradicts myself, but... The boss dies by walking up to him and using your units. I marry Azura and... by the way, did you guys know Corrin and Azura are biological cousins? This is my 2nd time marrying them, and I will never stop. You might say turning Azura into a berserker is stupid. You're right. This map is neat. Would be a shame if I skip it with an exact kill from Azura. I don't mention me skipping the chapter at all further. Okay. If you can't tell, I'm looking at the script for the first time in like a month. I just say that and then I just move on with my life. Like, oh, okay. Yeah, I really liked that exact kill. This is probably the first time I've ever beaten a face map in 1 turn. Yeah, okay, moving on. Camilla tells me to kill her, but I mean, Look at her stats. They're so good. Camilla being the first Norian royal you gout. Ooh, yeah, gout. You get her first. It kind of feels like a meta commentary on how broken she is. Can take this game a bit more serious now because it's actually hard. I have many goals, one of which is to not die. Thanks, past me, that's really insightful. But also, training up Baruka, who is another low-level axe unit. Orochi's milk. I make sure to prop Baruka up with forges, tonics, and a reclassing to the fighter class. I will permanently stick Selena to her back in the hopes of another good wyvern later on. I question why this Avatar character is not openly hateful of the furry characters, unlike me. I've already made this joke in one of my videos. I'm so original. And just like Corrin, I am going schizophrenic, I swear. But yeah, this map is annoying as some rev enemies are really hard because their stats are kind of dummy thick. Sorry. Baruka is good enough at base to one-round some enemies, and I'll get some good levels on her. Specifically, I have to be extremely careful of sword masters as I have literally no hit on them, and some of them one-round my units. There's no dual club this early on, so I basically just have to pray for good luck, which I get. Another 12% hit. Wow. And a good-ass level up, too. Gamble, too, damn it. I have to maneuver really specifically due to the tough reinforcements, but hey, it's good XP. As a very obvious display of my luck, I miss 2 80% hits, but also get 2 12% crits. Yay! I kill Perry for exactly 1 XP, which is all she is worth. My luck is honestly absurd. I don't know what's happening anymore. And I kill Xander, and for some reason decide to use the Dragon Bane, which aggroes literally every moving enemy left on this map, and I am in a horrible spot. I abuse save states because I really don't want to reset this map, but I get them eventually though. Like, seriously, eventually. God, this was terrible. Mages suck because axe classes have low res, which will bite me later as well, by the way. I heal up and take on Scarlet by chucking 3 hand axes at her, since she's 1 range locked for some reason. Fighting Ryoma is a terrible idea, so I do it, and kill him with some low hits. Hit the boss once with Baruka, and then promote her, which means I got 11 level ups in this one map. I actually kinda thought she was blessed, but she actually was only slightly ahead of her averages. Baruka sweep, I suppose. Camilla also got a great level up from the boss. The battle continues in the cutscene despite me killing every last one of them, and I can finally unequip Gamble on Baruka, W. Armory upgrade is great, we can finally use a dual club, which is insanely valuable when I have no other ways of countering mages and sword users. Otherwise, Garen goes insane. Can't really hear it because I turned his voice off. And another lolly cutscene. We got a new unit, Arthur, who is so atrocious, god damn. If you immediately reclassed Baruka to fighter, she has better stats in literally everything, there's no point. There is also Charlotte on this map, who is bad, but I'll use her since her growths are really funny. Side note, basically every new recruit besides Benny is lower level than every other unit on this map, but Silas gets to be level 18? My luck is generally bad, but I make a mistake and have to try again, but I lost the footage, so my notes were simply that reinforcements until turn 38 is, you know, surprisingly bad in a route map. Shocker. And training Charlotte makes her have better strength and speed than my promoted Rinka. It's kinda all I did on the map though. Then I take Gamble off Charlotte, obviously. Selling things I can't use nets me around 12,000 gold, which is ridiculous. This map is just a filler map like the other 2 routes. There's less promoted enemies in this map than the last 2 maps because Revelation. My first move is to immediately kill Hayato to exact damage. Fuck. I don't bother recruiting Nyx as she is worthless. My only other notes are nice crit rate, and Shura's high XP for being high level is more value than him living and his useless goods. Trapping him because he is a cringe archer is even funnier. All for 60 XP. Charlotte and Hayato promote and kill the boss easily. Baruka is still popping off, by the way, with her levels. The Fire Emblem is real, guys, oh my god. Sakura is unable to heal this dragon as I have sold all of our staves, but Corrin gets 2 to strength, speed, defense, and resistance, so it was worth it. Also, I can unequip Gamble on Azura, but this joke doesn't really work because it didn't matter. I need someone to power level because I'm bored, so Selena makes a great wyvern from Baruka friendship. I attempt to train her a little bit with Mozu's Paralog and Invasion 1, although it doesn't do much. I miss a 90% and then an 84% and reverse bad luck the boss. That's a sentence. And get a terrible level up. Anyways, Hans, Camilla uses Thunder despite not even starting with it in this route. Oh my god, guys, Kira's in Fortnite. Yo, no way. We get some new recruits, although I can only use one. She also dies in 2 chapters because pain. Alright, so, I'm waking up. I don't remember too much. What happened to this map? So let's look at my notes. Oh. Basically, I am cooked. Literally, because fire is all around you in this map. I'll probably just include a montage of my bad luck here, because it is not pretty at all. I get so frustrated by Selena's bad level ups and general unluckiness that I just decide to have some fun and watch my entire army die. You know, normal things that normal human beings do. Anyways, I kill Scarlet off because I don't care anymore, and then there's another map right after. I make a save state though because I am not doing that shit again. This map is also super horrendous and not very fun, and I slowly realize I'm going insane from playing this game. Maybe it's like best if I take a break. So I do. Then I beat the map first try. I simply use some game mechanics and it's not too bad. It's just that RNG is somewhat against me because of all the mages and calves. In an only slightly suboptimal maneuver, I decide it's best to train up Perry. You heard me right. She is one of the worst units in Rev, although somehow the best of the 4-unit loser squad you get, and doesn't even start with axes, but, you know. Early promoting a bad unit later in the game with E-ranks axes into Great Knight is hilarious. Plus, I need to find a way to waste my stat boosters somehow. And for my last reason, she's hot. She also genuinely has good class access. Because of Fates, she inherits Wyvern from Xandermare's, which no other female in the game can, and also can get Fighter from Charlotte. As shown by what I'm doing with Iago's face here, I infer that I'm very happy in the moment. In their supports, Felicia says Hayato is like a little brother, which is questionable, considering I was going to marry them together. Real interested in how that one ends. Fates! Also, you can tell I really use my resources for my 62 gold. But, I'm able to ransack the new unit's inventory for their gold, which is genuinely a neat design decision in Rev. You get less gold than the other 2 routes, but tons of items you basically have to sell. Due to the last 2 maps, my unit just decided to jump off a bridge, which I think is a wondrous idea. Scarlet's corpse puts on a flower and dies again. My allies break the rules of the run, which I will censor for obvious reasons. Anyway, easy map, just gang your units up and kill the guys. Almost got a unit killed, but it's a kill boss, so I can just end it now. Only 50 turns. I used some of the stat boosters I've been hoarding, notably a Seraphim Dorinka who has 26 HP, holy shit. 20% personal HP growth moment. I want to do Kana's Paralog, but I find Paralogs are actually kind of bad in Rev because the main story maps make you pretty overleveled, especially compared to Conquest and definitely Birthright. Because of this, I decided to give up and just continue with the story, which is a replica of a Conquest map, but in a surprising twist of fate is actually better than the Conquest map. Mages are actually probably the most dangerous enemies as shown by my low hit rates and them straight up almost one-shotting many of my units. Which I realize now is because, they have 30 magic? What? It is also guaranteed due to Heartseeker and Weapon Triangle. I basically will have to reset to land 50s to 60% hit rates to wipe out literally the first group of enemies. And I lose because I missed a 72%, so... Besides that, the turn limit means you have to take out the non-aggressive enemies pretty fast, which I do for the crazy amount of droppable goods. There's even another duel club, which is crazy good. My luck is reasonable and the promoted enemies give a ton of XP, including the boss who I kill on the last turn. I would have missed the practice katana, but Rinka gets a crit. Felicia and Hayato marry each other with a, questionable line, and Charlotte and Rinka become best friends, meaning Rinka could become a really good berserker. Adding up her growth rates in this class, she has a whopping 50% HP and 50% strength growth, which is okay at best. Takumi almost falls off a bridge, but it wouldn't have mattered since royals can't die in this route, and he also can't use axes. I prepped for roughly an hour, including getting a once again ridiculous amount of gold that I used mostly just to forge more bronze axes. Bronze weapon supremacy. Since this is my first time forging past 2, I noticed the funny detail of bronze weapons getting crit on forges despite physically being unable to crit. Comedic gold, please laugh. However, I didn't understand the map gimmick would affect flyers and Camilla immediately dies. I immediately jump back in, and by that I mean do Spanish homework for 20 minutes as I was that tilted. Doing the map, I slowly kill the enemies, please clap. The water wheel is certainly a weapon of all time. Parry with a dual club is actually able to take on the Malignite in the center fairly well, which is nice. The sorcerers can also... Oh my god. I don't know what I just said. The sorcerers also actually one-shot Rinka, which is pretty funny, but that's kind of it. I walk or fly up to the boss and kill them. This kid gets like turned into a monster or something. I don't know. This map's gimmick of enemies promoting and unpromoting. Screw off Google Docs. It's funny because you can see the unpromoted enemies have capped strength and defense because of game design. Xander and Parry finally reach an S support, which makes it somewhat questionable for the Crown Prince of Nor, but well, honestly, he might just have a point, you know? It also means Parry gets to ride a Wyvern because of Fate's reclassing being cool. This map is pretty easy and nothing much happens besides me getting hit by 2 20% hits, which is apt for my luck. I get the Argulmir. What? Argulmir. Alguirmir. Okay, Google, you are my friend. Argulmir? I don't think that's right. Okay, neither of these are right. Argulmir. Oh my god, how do you... Dude, I have no idea how you say that, to be honest. The funny axe, that's really bad. The S rank one. I would sell it, but gold has very little use for me. So I'll probably just let it rot in the convoy despite also being useless. And oh yeah, I killed the boss. Funnily enough, because of my routing for this run, Charlotte will reach an A support with all 3 of her possible friendships. There's not a Ford I'm forgetting that I abandoned for no reasons besides laziness. Next notes are, damn, Azura's mom is kind of bad though. Charlotte is now a Wyvern because of Baruka friendship, and her stats are honestly abysmal, good grief. The only thing to note about another slow, boring map is the large amount of low hit and low crits I somehow land. It was funny because at the exact time I was writing a video about reliability is good, like 4 months ago. Procrastination is fantastic. I probably should have considered the fact that Hayato's skill is garbage and I put him in a class with low skill and a weapon with 65 hit. And thanks for making up for that miss parry, really appreciate it. The objective is C's, which surprises me, but it doesn't really matter. Azura's mom cannot fall here and must make her retreat because Rev needs more filler, I guess. Because there is absolutely nothing else that could have been said in the story. I realized to be funny, I could try to capture a high-level Berserker, but it would probably take way too much effort to raise a base-level Niles or Orochi into an Axe user. When talk of a traitor is brought up, Gunter coincidentally chimes in, which is not at all suspicious. I mean, this game has great storytelling. It can do 2 tasks at once. Simultaneously talking about traitors and being able to fight Scarlet this chapter? Yeah, what else do you want me to say? I walk up to her and I kill her as she has not gained a single stat since when she would have joined 7 chapters ago. She has a 60% speed growth and haven't leveled it up once in 5 levels. Just like me, for real, for real. She gets one shot with a crit from my worst unit. I'm starting to think the number 16 is higher than the number 80. By taking enemies on individually, they die easily. Crazy. Azura explains to her dying mother that she is no longer lost in thoughts all alone, as she actually said something about the magical dragon that will soon take over the entire world that she doesn't mention before dying in both other routes. Epic. I love the kind of woman that will actually just kill me. Oh boy, another stupid gimmick map. Stealth, one of 3 stealth maps in the entire series. It's easy on normal and almost impossible to do on a hard and lunatic without a guide because of how the detection works. I decide I must have the loot that I won't use, bringing only Korn and a completely unused Saizo just for his lock touch skill. I use a guide for the first 3 rooms and then kill Saizo to have Korn fight the last enemies. It takes some effort to kill the powerful enemies, especially due to having no pair up. Enemies also get unlucky crits, but I abuse save states to have those crits be mine. Also, when you open the last door, you don't have to worry about stealth anymore. Kill Korn's mom with a crit. We learn that Korn and Azura are Valley royalty and therefore cousins. Too late now. Kana's Paralog gives me some easy XP, and is that a Persona 4 reference? I also kill the enemies on Shigure's map and get him rally speed, which I'm sure I'll use effectively. Because this is a horror movie, Korn decides to split up and almost immediately gets attacked by an imposter. Instead of him just, you know, stabbing Korn. The dead king of Hoshido uses his evil sword that killed his now dead wife, decides to attack his children as any rational person would do. Instead of a cool map like chapter 25 of the other routes where we duel Sumeragi, we get another stupid gimmick map. This map is usually tricky, but I'm about 8 levels ahead of the enemies here. Grouping my group upwards makes it easy. I thought Azura would have unique dialogue with Sumeragi, but she doesn't, so she kinda just unceremoniously kills him. Korn mentions his faint memories of the Hoshidan kid, but there has been literally no time spent to show that before this moment. I turned back on voices just for this funny moment, so I hope you guys enjoy.
It can't be.
That can't be.
No. Well, of course. This ends now.
No,
Imposter.
that's it.
How disappointing.
No.
Of course.
Yeah? It's over.
You murdering fiend!
Anyways, this map is also free. Unlike chapter 17, the Cavs will pick lances even if they have swords because of damage or something. I almost beat the map, but keep a dual club on Perry by accident and she doesn't dodge an 100% hit. Come on, man. This meme unit dying makes me mad, so I reset the entire map and play in an even more stupid way. I decided to take a break from this game for 3 days and immediately come back getting hit by 3 20% hits in a row. I swear guys, I did not have this much unluckiness playing Fire Emblem until I started playing it for YouTube, where it would make great content. I misclicked, but I'm saved by an extremely skillful guard gauge. Get all the treasure and decide to absolutely murk Gunter with Charlotte. Damn, I wish that was me. Sorry. In the closing cutscene, Azura sings her song while actually just staring at Gunter while her song just oozes out of her like a Bluetooth speaker or something. Gunter decides to leave the story but is revived by the 0 people who can wield the Bifrost stag we got from. Shoddy writing aside, these are some nice words said by Korn, but don't dwell on that, we need our high-stakes story. Everyone's cool weapon lights up and we get the Omega Yato, which I cannot use but gives Korn +4 to every stat that matters. Also known as the Fire Emblem. With support, Korn is able to exactly one-round the final boss, which is okay. Except no, actually, I miss a 73% to round off this unlucky journey. Axes. Next time, I use our rally luck and hit all of them. Yay! It is all for naught though, because this is not the last map of the game. Garen gets eaten in the golden route where you don't fight the main antagonist of this game. Anonkos does something here, I don't know. Despite being a dragon and able to fly, he will just stand here as you kill him, I guess. The deployment slots are surprisingly low for this map, which is annoying for one of the biggest casts in the series, so I can't deploy Hayato's wife. And that's all my notes for now, so now I have to write for once again, damn. This is one of the like 3 Fire Emblem final maps that are genuinely, and I do mean genuinely, really well designed. As it turns out, when they stop making gimmick maps, Intelligent Systems does actually know how to make maps. Who knew? It hasn't mattered before, but your optimal builds do help supremely. I even decided to turn Azura back into a dancer to show that I'm truly serious. Korn's stats are good enough to where he doesn't really need her pair up anyways. This map has infinite reinforcements, so it's best to stay on the offense at literally all times. I even get some use out of the Argular Mirror. Yeah, okay. As a nuke button with crit too. Basically all my units can one-round the enemies with their well-tuned builds. Even Hayato can get dual strikes in, which I have neglected to this point. Once the initial enemies are gone, I can focus on a strategy of killing the reinforcements while also doing damage to Anonkos, which Korn can do on his own due to his tankiness. Ruka can kill the other hand due to her shield gauge as well. Once his head is out, I decide to have some fun with the Great Club because 69% crit. Rika also survives due to shield gauge but misses her following 2 hits. Even with an unlucky miss, Perry has exact damage to kill him on enemy phase. Then Anonkos shows his ball. Singular ball. The positioning of some reinforcements means I'll be in range of 2 enemies no matter what, which is extremely dangerous. Camilla also almost dies due to me not realizing Anonkos' large range. Scary reinforcements are still coming. I have to retreat, otherwise someone will die. Now the reinforcements are on both sides, which is not great. They also seemingly deliberately require me to get in Anonkos' range, which would be suicide if other enemies are also alive. I can't even attack Anonkos as a mechanist would destroy me. I basically have to tap dance around these fools to get enough room to breathe. Which, I know how to tap dance now. Of course I wrote that down. Oh wait, when I wrote this I was learning how to, oh my... Unfortunately, I've been so accustomed to enemies dual striking not happening that I mess up and get Hayato killed. One of my longest standing units and one of my weaker ones in all honesty. But I must continue on because... Womp womp. But then I'm granted just enough opportunity and... Water.
Yes.
Oh yeah, and thus ends this 35-hour long journey. This has been a long time coming considering I started this in September and this video I'm hoping is out in January. And now I have 4 other runs that have been recorded and also will get a video. Well, I mean, I'm glad I finally got it done. Despite my memes, Rev is a ton of fun because it truly lets you run wild with some goofy stuff. Having a unit with almost 0 skill using the Bolt Axe or Berserker Azura was stupid and unoptimal, but it's really funny. Also, rip my mans. This video probably could have been an hour long if I made it right after I finished it, but I don't really remember too much, so oh well. Having no hit rates in a game where they're usually fine is fantastic. Also, this was where I truly started my bad luck streak in all my Fire Emblem runs. There's always at least one truly baffling moment for me now where I miss like a 90% hit when I need to. Expect more videos soon. I promise I'm not going anywhere just yet. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like, subscribe, do all that cool stuff. Hopefully I see you in another one. Thanks for watching. Game Theory.